to a personal training series of interviews for ZG.com. This interview is with Greg Justice from Kansas City, Missouri. Hi, Greg.
Hi, Paul. Thanks for having me.
Sure. So first, why don't you tell the listeners about your background and what got you into training?
Well, my background, I have my master's degree in exercise science and actually was heading down the track of becoming a physical education coach and high school teacher and wrestling coach. And when I was doing my student teaching, I decided that it really wasn't something that I was interested in and was pursuing some other avenues of interest, which included club training. I got the idea to open a personal training center in a very conservative market, especially 22 years ago when I did it, which is Kansas City, Missouri. So it was kind of an interesting experience. I didn't have any other businesses around to model it after. So it was kind of the blind leading the blind initially. There's a lot of discussions going on in a lot of the trainer forums now online about the importance of certifications, whether they're terribly valuable or not. Interestingly, now all of my trainers, I have a staff of 8 trainers, and all of my trainers do have their certifications, but that's secondary to me from my perspective as a business owner. The first thing that I look for when I hire a trainer is for them to have a college degree. The certification argument within the training industry now is interesting because when you have someone calling in inquiring about your business, they always ask, are your trainers certified? So, I think it's very good to have certifications, but certainly from my perspective as a personal training center owner, I would much rather my trainers have their college degrees in exercise science or a related field. I would consider myself old-style kind of trainer. I like the free weights, the machines and cable type weights, but certainly we incorporate some of what, the new terminology of functional training and balance type training, things like that into our workouts, but that isn't the sole focus of the workouts. We try to be pretty wide-ranging in our offerings to our clients. I've got kids from 15 years old all the way up to 87 years of age. Certainly you couldn't train a 15-year-old the way you would an 87-year-old. So with our 87-year-old client, we would obviously focus a lot on balance so that they could protect from falling. The 15-year-old kid, if they're involved in sports, we would obviously do things that would strengthen the muscles that would support their activity. An example of one of the older clients that we have who is an 84-year-old woman who's actually been with me about 20 years. When she came to me, she came with a history of having had a stroke, had some orthopedic issues. 20 years later, she's the absolute picture of health. And, I think you're finding that this generation of 70 and 80-year-old clients are absolutely redefining what it means to be 70 and 80 years of age. We always start with a warm-up on one of the cardio machines, whether it be the treadmill or the bike, just to get some blood circulating through the body. And then we just do a wide variety of different types of movements on different days. Now, for example, this lady that I'm speaking of, she comes to me 4 days a week. So on each of those days, we do something totally different. Today, actually, I worked with her and we did a whole lot of balance training. And, from having a stroke, sometimes your balance can obviously be affected. And so we focus one full day of just a lot of balance training each week. My very first appointment this morning, 6 a.m., was about a 24, I guess she's 25 years old now, young lady. She actually is a spinning instructor. A lot of her focus is on her lower body. So she comes to me to strengthen her upper body. So, again, that's where it can be so specific to, even though she's in incredible shape, incredible cardiovascular condition, her lower body is very toned and strengthened, but her weakness was her upper body. So, when she's in our training studio, we focus just on her upper body with her conditioning.
Mm-hmm. What is the first thing that you do with every new client that comes to you?
Oh, we go through a thorough health and wellness questionnaire and kind of see where they are and where they want to go. And then we take them through what we call an around-the-world workout, which is just kind of a little bit of everything. So we might be able to catch some of their weaknesses, their imbalances, and start a corrective program specific to their needs.
Okay. What is the format of the training that you offer? Do you focus on individual training, or do you have any boot camp sessions going on, or how about online training?
Yes to all of the above. We are, from the very beginning, our sole focus was on personal training. Over the last 22 years, we've branched out into all those fields that you just mentioned. In fact, tomorrow we've got a brand new corporate boot camp that is kicking off as a 12-week program where the employer actually paid for all of their employees, or at least offered to. We had 24 of the employees that took them up on the offer. What the employee has to do is show that they've made market improvement over that 12-week period of time, and if they do, and we've got it all documented, then they don't have to reimburse the company. The company will pay 100% of it. So it's a win-win for us, certainly, because we get our revenue up front, and then for the employee, they benefit from having healthy employers.
How do you keep track of the progress that these employees are going through?
We do a weekly weigh-in and body fat testing. We go out there every Wednesday, and then this is kind of a new concept with at least our corporate boot camp. We also do the online support for them. With our online training comes online meal meal planning. So they also have a full 12-week meal plan for them with a weekly grocery list. They have online workouts. This is a computer software company that we're starting the new program with tomorrow. So they have a lot of employees that travel. Our online program can keep them on track by having them do their workouts wherever they are in the country, actually anywhere in the world.
Do your trainers go to the facility at that employer's location and do something with them?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, every Wednesday we do the boot camp workout in person right there, every Wednesday. So we do the weigh-ins every Wednesday, and we do an actual boot camp. And then they have the online support for the other 6 days that we don't see them.
Okay, so I'm assuming the employer has some big space where you can guys do that, right?
Actually, they have been a client for a long time, and they actually have a fully outfitted weight room, which we put together when we design corporate and home gyms, too. And so they have an incredible wellness facility.
Yeah, that makes it so much easier for you guys, too.
Absolutely.